Hello, my name is Ava Dreesen, and this week we talked about Menno Simons and Teresa of Avila. And the one that caught my attention the most was Teresa of Avila. Specifically because I thought she was just sort of relatable, but also really wise. So I liked how they mentioned how, before she grew in her faith, she lived a sinful life. And not that she doesn't sin anymore, but, she was really caught up in that for a while because of the situation that she was in. And then that she had visions of Christ that sort of brought her to her faith. And then she really grew in that. I thought that she also grew the aspect of women in the church. Having more profound women in the church was not as common at the time, so having her be another figure for that was good for that aspect of things. And then also she wrote things in Spanish, and I thought that was just they didn't focus on that too much in the book, but I thought that was really interesting how that could reach different audiences and just be another figure for Spanish-speaking people at the time. And then I really liked her prayer doctrine specifically. I have a quote from that. So, for her prayer doctrine, well, not specifically to her prayer doctrine, but also the Interior Castle of the Soul that she wrote. She compared progress was how she teaches how to progress towards union with God through prayer. So it relates to her prayer doctrine. And then she used the metaphor of a diamond castle and the door, and then entering into the castle. And then it talks about how we should have unity with Christ, and it should start with ourselves and self-reflection. So my quote is, Teresa's theology emphasized a deep awareness of human sin and the vast divide between humans as creatures and God as a creator. She frequently described herself in diminutive manner, such as being no better than a worm. And that relates to something else. But I thought her prayer doctrine was really interesting, and that she just thought that we have this separation from God, and prayer can bring us into unity. And then for the lectures, I thought this related to atonement. In that second lecture, we talked about atonement and how it's we were separated, but then Christ's atoning restored harmony, and we were able to be one with God again, but our sin separated us, and the atonement of Christ brought us together. And I think this relates to her prayer doctrine and how it's the same idea of connection with God can bring us closer, and living in Him. Thank you.